Yes, for sure. I hope everyone's having a good day. We had a quality win on the road versus a very good Louisiana Monroe team. It's a difficult trip. Troy's had its struggles at Monroe. I think it's the first win that our program's had since 2001 in Monroe. And, I think Monroe's got a really good football team. Matt and his staff done a tremendous job. And I really believe that they're going to be one of the top teams in our league at the end of the year. And it was a really big win for us to go down there. Really a tale of two halves. We played our best half of football. We played our best half of football in the first and the worst half in the second. Really, if you look at what we were able to do, our first half, especially offensively, that's the best we've executed since our bowl game against North Texas. And then defensively, after the first series, did a really good job. And then the second half, just our attention to detail and our discipline was lacking. And a lot of that had to do with Monroe. Now, they made a bunch of plays. Their quarterback, Evans, had a great second half. I'm not sure we tackled him at all in the second half. And then defensively, I thought they controlled the line of scrimmage in the second half. So quality win for us, and we're kind of flipping the page and moving to Coastal, who's playing really well also.
Thank you, Coach. Our first question comes from Dan McDonald with The Advocate. Please go ahead, Dan.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning. How are you?
Dan, are you there? Hey, Dan, are you still with us?
Morning, Coach.
Dan.
How difficult is it to flip from an offense that you've seen from Monroe and what you've seen from some other teams this year, and flip over to face what Coastal does with the option?
Well, it's Jamie Chadwell is the offensive coordinator there, and this is the third time in 4 years that we've played an offense led by him. We played him when he was the head coach at Charleston Southern my first year, and he puts you in a lot of different. You got to cover all the field, and he does a lot of things and puts you in one-on-one tackling situations. They're playing at a high level. I know the quarterback got hurt there at the end of the game, but one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the entire country over the first 4 weeks, and I think they got two quality running backs. They've got a couple of receivers that can take it the distance. They make you play disciplined football, and I got a ton of respect for what Jamie does. It's one of the tougher offenses in all of college football to defend.
And Coach, you were talking about the second half against ULM. You mentioned there's a lot of things that ULM did, but did you see? I mean, your guys, after jumping out to the big lead, on the road, was it? Did you see anything that maybe their middle had any kind of letdown, or was it just something that Monroe was doing?
Well, here's what I think. I think Monroe played a lot better. If I was guessing, I'd say Matt and his staff got after their guys pretty good at halftime, and they came out with a point to prove, and I thought they proved it. And I thought our guys, I didn't think our effort was poor, but I thought our attention to detail was not very good at all. And when you play against quality people and your attention to detail is not very good, you get exposed, and we got exposed in the second half there. We were fortunate to win the game. So we've got some things we've got to get corrected for sure, but a lot of credit goes to them because I thought they played well in the second half.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, Dan. Our next questions come from Alan Blondin with the Sun News. Please go ahead, Alan.
All right, thank you. Yes, Coach. Just wanted to know if you guys are pretty healthy going into the game. Are you missing any key players at any particular position?
We feel like we're going to be almost at full strength going into the game. We had a couple guys get beat up in the late in the first half, but we feel like they'll practice toward the end of the week and be able to play. So we feel like we're going to be in pretty good shape.
All right, and just another question I had for you was, Coastal's kind of been on a bit of an odyssey here in the last couple of weeks, and their campus is actually still closed this week. So they're having the kids that are in university housing are having to be housed in hotels and So they're essentially going to be off their campus for 3 consecutive weeks. Have you, in your coaching career, have you ever been through anything similar to that? And how do you feel they've been dealing with it?
Well, I haven't had to deal with that. We've had several tropical storms come through here where we've had to shut campus down and been unable to practice. We had a situation a few years ago where we left a couple of days early because of a storm coming in, but nothing like what Joe and his staff and players are going through. But I'll say this, and I give some examples probably, but I think that when you go through things like this, especially football, that's where so much is dependent on team chemistry, and is when you go through adversity and you're going through adversity together like they are. They had to spend a week in Jacksonville, and I talked to Joe via text, I think a week ago Sunday, but they went and spent a week together, a week plus together in Jacksonville. I think it brings you closer, and they are playing. You can see the effects of that on film. When I watched them play Lafayette, I thought they were really hungry. I thought they played extremely hard. You could almost sense that they were playing for each other. And I think when you go through adversity and you spend that much quality time together, you go closer, and you can tell that they have the benefits of that right now.